Hey fam, it's Jay Lobos coming back to you on another episode, and today I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys out there that are either restoring your credit, trying to get your financial life in order regarding debts that you might be defaulted on, or you might have been defaulted on. And there's going to be two things in credit. We have the financial aspect of it. Obviously, it's a concern to me. And there's also the information that's being reported. So when we're talking about credit repair and using the Fair Credit Reporting Act, what we're really doing is that we're looking for discrepancies, variations, time restraints, statute of limitations. We're using the rule to our advantage to be successful in deleting the information. But what happens once the information has been deleted, or let's say you haven't even started disputing and now you're being sued? Now you have a creditor, American Express is knocking at your door, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, Capital One, even a collection company, Radius. I've been doing a lot of Calvary Portfolio has been hot right now. So if you guys out there are being sued or are obviously really concerned, you don't know what to do, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a couple of pointers on how to resolve that, because at the end, you know, the creditors have their attorneys, the creditors have their process servers. Who do you have? And I'm going to be able to go ahead and give you a few tips. So let's go ahead and get started. For you guys out there checking out the channel for the first time, consider liking, subscribing, because I'm going to continue to bring you guys a lot of value when it comes to credit, finances, things along the line. So again, I'm leaving actually a link at the description below. If you guys have any questions, concerns, if you guys obviously want us to go ahead and help you and guide you or even coach you, then go ahead and click on the link. That's going to take you over to a contact form, fill in your information, and one of our account executives will be in contact with you, or even myself. So let's go ahead and let me tell you guys a little bit about what I do when it comes to that. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of people right now. Even we're going through the pandemic. Collection companies are going out of hand. I've been seeing a lot of Calvary Portfolio actually doing a lot of lawsuits. As a matter of fact, I'm working one right now with Radius, which is basically a collection company, because even though that American Express, they're notorious. They archive all their information. They have their own collections department technically, but not really, because I've actually spoken to American Express Legal, but it's technically being handled by somebody else. Nevertheless, obviously, we've already spoken about what a collection is. An account that's gone through a 6 month, 180 days of late payments, eventually gets charged off. It goes through that profits and loss situation. And I hate paying collections for two reasons. First off, it's not fair that it's already hindering our credit. And even if we pay it, the information stays on the report. So because of that reason, I don't condone paying collection companies, but it's unfortunate that even though that you could have success in deleting an account, the balance doesn't fizzle out, guys. The balance is still there. Because when we dispute or you dispute something in your report, you're not going into the books of the original creditor. What you're doing is you're contesting the accuracy of the information with the bureaus, not the original creditor. Say going and deleting a bankruptcy from somebody's credit report, we're doing it off the report because we're using the rule. But if you go to the clerk of courts, it's still going to remain there, because obviously we have no control. That's just the way that it works, right? So going back into the debt aspect of it, for you guys out there that are facing, obviously you've been served, are you scared of being served? I have actually a customer like that right now, avoiding and at the end, guys, it is what it is. Two things are going to happen. Either they serve you, you go to court, you handle this debt, or you call ahead of time, which I'm going to give you guys a few pointers right now on how to deal with that, or you don't. And then either way, they could still go ahead and try to go ahead and process a 1099, which I've been seeing now too. Obviously, we're going into tax season, so some of our customers that they were technically never served or never found, now they're receiving these 1099s as income, because guess what? The creditor took it off their books. It went through their profits and loss, and guess what? They don't want to pay any taxes on it. And if they weren't able to go ahead and collect eventually, you're going to get the 1099 form. So if you guys obviously out there checking out the video and you're going through these similar situations, these are natural processes that creditors and collection companies go through. Attorney's office, they'll go ahead and hire an attorney's office, a process server, and they'll try to go ahead and serve you. But if you guys have been served or you're looking to negotiate some debt, these are a few pointers that I wanted to go ahead and share. As a matter of fact, I spoke to American Express yesterday And the first thing they obviously do, they want to resolve the debt for the full amount. Clearly, nobody's going to want to take less than whatever it is that was given. But the good thing, obviously, they're putting it in a way that, oh, we're not going to add additional fees. We took away all the late fees. It's just the original debt. But you're like, hey, you know what? I don't agree. I don't. It's been a year. It's been 2 years. It's already been charged off. It's off your books. Why are you still trying to collect for the total amount? So personally, I always give people the worst. First off, they're not going to go ahead and take any documentation from you. They're not going to go ahead and say, oh, send me over your bank statement. Let me see how much money you have. Let me get your W-2. Let me see how much money you made. It doesn't work like that. So one of the tactics or strategies that I have, I give them worst case scenario. And it's beautiful that we're actually not obviously it's not good that we're going through the COVID, but I'm using that as a strategy. So when a customer gives me authorization, they call the creditor and they tell them that I'm going to go ahead and talk on their behalf. Then one of the things that I do, representing my customer, I let them know that, hey, guess what? We've been impacted in a really negative way. Either the wife or the husband or the son doesn't have a job. We've lost hours. Again, there's no way of them actually proving that. So guess what? We don't want to pay the original balance. As a matter of fact, regular collection companies usually have a certain parameter or a certain threshold that they'll be able to go ahead and take, which is usually 25%, 20 to 25%, sometimes 30%. But you could push the envelope. How? But I just told you right now. Key point, use the pandemic as a crutch. That's number one. Second off, again, you cannot pay the full amount. I always leverage something along the lines, as I have another customer of mine that he's about to go ahead and close on a property, and he's refinancing, as a matter of fact, and we're doing a cash out, but he has a lien. But guess what? I gave him worst case scenario. He's actually a veteran. He's actually disabled. He's getting Social Security. We don't have any money. He's taking care of his family. He's taking care of kids. We're in a bad financial situation. Again, give him worst case scenario. And you know what? It's not enough. Sometimes they'll tell you, oh, okay. As a matter of fact, they have American Express has the Optium or some sort of forgivable card, like the Wells Fargo, like they go ahead and give you an additional line of credit or whatnot, like a second opportunity type of account. And American Express has that. They'll say, okay, well, if you owe me $3,000, we won't collect. We'll collect the $3,000 and we'll give you an opportunity to have a relationship with us. So we'll give you another credit card with $1,000. So in reality, you're only paying $2,000. But guess what? We don't want to pay them at all. And who cares? Because there's so many creditors out there. So guess what? You don't want to go ahead and take that offer. You want to pay less. I'm actually down to $1,800 from an original debt of $3,300 from one of my customers. So we're saving 50% of the total debt. And I'm not done yet. Because guess what? Another little secret that I do, I don't take the first offer as is. Yeah, they're going to want maybe a debit card or an account number to commit. But just let them know, listen, I have to talk to my wife. I have to talk to my significant other. Listen, I have to talk to the person who's helping me out. I can't make the decision right now, but I appreciate it. Sometimes you're going to want some sort of guarantee that you're going to commit to the amount that they just lowered it to. Then you give them a card. And you don't want to pay that day. Give 7 days from now. This is another strategy. So guess what happens 5 days from now? You call them again and you tell them, hey, listen, I really wanted to go ahead and make a payment, but something came up. It's unfortunate. I just don't have the 1,800, but I do have 15 today. And you better have the cash in hand if you want the best offer. And when it comes to negotiating, cash is king. So if you have a debit card or a routing or an account number, have that in hand. And that's another strategic tool. Again, escalate it over to a manager. You're talking to a regular rep. Oh, okay, the manager's going to tell you the same thing. I want to hear it from him. Use the rules and regulations. Let them know about the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The account has already gone through profits and loss. The state already gave them a tax break. They probably sold that debt. And even American Express says that they're their own collection companies. That's not true. They just don't report. Collection companies just don't report on your credit as is. But they do use collection companies. So that means that guess what? There's another income or revenue source that they're taking advantage of. How is it that they're not giving us any tax breaks or they're not giving us any discounts on these accounts? Nevertheless, guys, I hope this information was informative. Till next time, thank you so much for the love and support. Again, the link is down on the bio. Go ahead and if you guys have any questions, concerns, let me know, and I'm here to help. Good luck on everything. Take care.